Audio test. Audio test. Good morning to our attendees who are joining us here in the hearing room, and good morning as well to the attendees who are joining the Board of Public Works meeting on the virtual platform. My name is TJ Knight. I'm acting executive officer. I do see a number of hands raised. I'm going to go ahead and take down the information of the folks who are on Zoom to see what item you'd like to offer commentary on, or if you'd like to offer public comments, starting with Audit LA. Good morning.
Good morning, Mr. Knight. I want to speak on public comment and several, I'm not sure of the numbers, I forget which numbers right now, but all items. But I need to, as you saw the other day, that I was having an asthma exacerbation. I still am, and hopefully I'm fine. But if I start choking or having an asthma attack, can you just please pause my time so it's not like 30 seconds worth of just me coughing? I hopefully it will not happen. I'm on my inhalers, but just in case, please.
Cool. I got it. I have you down for public comment on items one through three, and it sounds like you're speaking well now. Hopefully, we won't have
Yes.
any. You won't have
Hopefully
any.
not, because it's painful and I hate it. But just in case, you know what I mean. I only get my, short amount of time. I don't want it to be wasted on, coughing.
Understood.
I'm not asking for extra time, just to stop. If I can't speak, just to stop it and start when I can speak again.
Yep. Got it. Thank
Thank you.
I'm going to go ahead and mute you and lower your hand. We'll move next to Merjam. Merjam?
Yes, I'm here. Sorry.
No problem.
Just a general public comment. Thank you.
Very well. I have you down for general public comment, Merjam. I'm going to go ahead and put you back on mute and lower your hand. We'll move next to Mona M. Mona M.
Good morning, Mr. Knight, and I'm not asking for extra time today because I'm going to be very succinct, hopefully. So public comment and item 1, please.
Very well. I have you down for public comment on item 1. Thank you, Mona M. Yvonne?
Good morning. Public comment, items 1 and 2, please.
Thank you, Yvonne. Amy's iPhone. Amy?
Just public comment.
Thank you. Gigi's phone. Gigi?
Yeah, I just want to do public comment.
Very well. Have you done for public comment? I'm going to go ahead and put you back on mute. Lower your hand if there's anyone else who is joining us who has not already indicated which item they would like to speak on. Please raise your hand at this time. Identify yourself for the record and which item you'd like to speak on. I'll record your information and we will call upon you when we reach your item. Time now is about 9:53. We should get started in approximately 7 minutes. Thank you. Good morning once again to our attendees who are joining us on the Zoom platform. If there's any members of the public who have not already indicated which item, raised their hand, indicated which item they'd like to speak on, and identified themselves for the record, please do so at this time. And seeing no additional hands raised, we should get started with the meeting momentarily. Thank you. Cool. President Corson, we are now in record mode.
Welcome, everybody, to the Board of Public Works meeting for Monday, December 9th. Mr. Knight, if you'd like to take a roll call and establish quorum for us, please.
Yes, very well. Good morning, President Corson, Vice President Chavez, President Pro Tem Grant, Commissioner Kang, and Commissioner Mitchell are present. We do have a quorum. We are joined this morning by City Attorney Representative Thomas Costello Vega. I'm Acting Executive Officer TJ Knight. President Corson, we have speaker cards under public comment. We have 6 speaker cards under public comment. We have no neighborhood council commentary, and we have 3 speaker cards under item 1, 2 speaker cards under item 2, and 1 speaker card under item 3 this morning.
Thank you. Do we have any multiple agenda public comment?
Yes, we do. We have 1 commenter who wishes to offer public comment on all items.
Great. Okay, we'll proceed with general public comment. General public comment is an opportunity for the public to address the board on public interest items and will be provided for 1 minute per person for a cumulative of 10 minutes for general public comment segment of each regular meeting. Testimony shall be limited in content matter for which are within the subject matter jurisdiction of the board. The board may not take any action on matters discussed during the public comment period, and we have our city attorney, Mr. Costello Vega, who will ensure that you remain on topic. Mr. Knight, if we'd like to proceed with general public comment.
Yes, very well. We'll take general public comment first, starting with Audit LA. Audit LA, go ahead. You have 1 minute to offer your comment.
Good morning, everyone. I'd like to address what the president just said. You are allowed to take action on what we bring up here. It is your duty to bring action up. Actually, what you're not allowed to do is to comment back to us because it's not a dialogue. It's our public comment. And I really would ask the city attorney to please school the commission on the difference, because you actually have a duty to take care of the stuff that comes before you. If you have months after months of a community coming together complaining about a certain issue that is within your purview, because we know that planters that are not permitted, that are not ADA maintained, are within your purview. So you not only have the right, but you have the duty to act. And so if you could please clarify that, Mr. Attorney, it's just that they are not allowed to interact with us. That's very different from not being able to take action. You can go right after this meeting and take action on those.
Thank you, Audit LA. And we'll move next to Merjim. Merjim.
Thank you. Can you hear me?
Yes, go ahead.
Yes, I'm here to speak about the favoritism Scientology receives when applying for event permits around their properties. This special treatment endangers public safety and disregards basic accessibility standards. On L. Ron Hubbard Way, there are gross violations of ADA compliance. Public streets should be not altered in ways that exclude or endanger people with disabilities. Additionally, just this past Saturday evening, outside Scientology Information Center on Hollywood Boulevard, a peaceful protester was violently attacked on a public sidewalk by a Scientology-hired security just outside their Winter Wonderland event. This individual was struck on his face, suffered a concussion, and had to be hospitalized. I demand that all current and upcoming permits for Scientology-affiliated events will be revoked until the city, and that includes you, can ensure that the safety of its residents and hold Scientology accountable for.
Thank you, Merjim. We'll move next to Mona M. Mona M., go ahead.
Thank you for the time to speak. I appreciate it. The planters, they are not gone. I'm going to let the Department of Justice handle that one. I'm going to quit wasting my breath on that. You know it's a violation of city, state, and federal code, and I'm not going to go quietly on this. The permits at the Winter Wonderland down on Hollywood through the special event permits, I am sure that they use the third-party security, and the third-party security messed up and was not identifiable. They had a gun. They used a flashlight as an assault weapon, both by shining and battering a protester. And then the special event permit over at the Celebrity Center, they used a snow machine which malfunctioned and it turned it into a fog machine, and it endangered everyone. The security also used flashlights as weapons there too. Don't you enforce the permits? All permits by the Cult of Scientology
Thank you.
need to be ceased until they obey the laws.
Thank you, Mona. We'll move next to Yvonne. Yvonne?
Thank you. I haven't been able to find a permit for the Winter Wonderland. Therefore, I think it should be ordered closed and dismantled immediately. I also want to remind you that a permit for construction over 12 feet is required for any kind of set design like that one is. No permit was issued. It should be torn down and closed. The Celebrity Center event surrounding it, there are planters coming up. Oh my gosh, I wonder where they learned about planters. There's also a telephone pole at the corner of Franklin and Bronson, and a 275-gallon tote. And that is obstructing the turn for people turning on to Bronson, and it's particularly dangerous for bicyclists and people that are actually pedestrians and car traffic.
Thank
What
you.
are you
Thank
doing?
you, Yvonne. And we'll move next to Amy's iPhone.
Hi. How much cult could a culty cult if a culty cult could cult? And how much collusion can collude with a cult if you
The
could
commenter
collude
is
with a
please
cult?
reminded to remain within the
And
subject matter
this is
jurisdiction of
public-
the
this is
board and her
public-
comment.
This is public comment. And why are the planters still there? Because it shows collusion, and you're culting around with the cult by not removing the planters and not abiding by the rules that everybody else would have to abide by. And it's disgusting. Remove the planters and stop culting around with the cult for now and for once and for all. Stop doing it already. Bye.
And we'll move next to Gigi. Go ahead, Gigi. You have 1 minute.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay. So you guys are really looking like villains right now in the planter situation. And I like to believe that the perception's not reality. I like to believe that you guys are actually trying to do stuff, and there might be other places where they're slacking or they're just not doing anything. But you guys still have more power to keep trying so that we can just have this planner situation taken care of. If you need to talk to the city attorney more, please just do that so we can stop talking about planners. Like, there's got to be more that you guys can do, and I really think that you guys are trying to do something. But can you please just try a little bit more to talk to whoever it is, whatever department, to, help with the planners and just get the planners gone? Please. Thank you.
Thank you, Gigi. And that concludes public comment on Zoom. We have received, President Carson, we have received one public comment speaker card here in the hearing room. If you'd like to hear from.
Yes, we'll give MD general public comment.
Please approach the podium and you'll have 60 seconds to offer your comment.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. My name is MD. I'm here to comment in general about the planters on L. Ron Hubbard Way. ADA compliant. I'm there day after day documenting elderly people getting out of their cars that are disabled, having a trouble. It's right by those doors where they used to be able to pull right up and get right out. Now it's an extra 5 or 6 minutes for them to have to get out, get around that planter. There's only not even 3 feet space between each planter. It's a disaster. It's very dangerous for those handicapped people to fall. Scientology is not doing anything about it. I hope you guys will look more into that, please, and do something about it, because enough is enough. Thank you very much.
And that concludes public comment for today's meeting.
Thank you, Mr. Knight. With that, we'll close general public comment and proceed to, I believe you said you had one person for multiple agenda items who will have 1 minute for each item they wish to speak on.
Very well. And for Audit LA, you have a request to comment on all items this morning. Therefore, you have 3 minutes. Go ahead.
Yes, thank you. The first one would be about that you're going to be building homeless shelters, which is great. We need them. But there's already issues with the ones that are here that you guys need to be aware of. It was brought to my attention that one of the ones, the VOA in Area 14 does not allow the women in that shelter, and mind you, it's I believe a domestic violence shelter, to have their wheelchairs. So they have to, and it's horrible. And they say when they complain, they're retaliated against. So I don't know what's going on with these homeless shelters. It needs to be looked into. But the fact that you're giving, when you are doing these contracts for more, you need to be very careful that who is getting these and what they're going to be doing. Same thing with the streets thing with this, the contract that we're looking at. I have zero faith in the Bureau of Street Services. They can't even get their easements to be ADA compliant after months and months and months. Yes, they put in a thing to the city attorney to do something, but she's not doing anything. So I am concerned about slave labor. I know you guys think that's a joke, but it's not, because the Cult of Scientology does use their religious workers who make $50 a week to work on the public street because they have a permit that you gave them. And so that's contract, right? And so how do we know the same thing's not going to happen with other contracts? Because you guys, not only are you not looking into it before you issue the contracts, but once we bring these things to your attention, you are not taking care of it. You're not looking into it. You're not getting to the bottom of it. You're not resolving it. So I really think that Public Works should be almost shut down until, the proper authorities come in and evaluate and get it on track to where these things are taken care of. When it comes to Tillman, again, yes, we need our water clean. Thank you for cleaning our water and building this thing. I'm all for it, but it doesn't need to be Disney-esque. That's my concern, that you're going to spend so much of our money that we do not have to make it like a theme park for the residents. They don't need a theme park. We have plenty of stuff to do here in LA. They need clean water. We just need, I don't want it to be like a Band-Aid flip slot, make it, good and something that will last for a long time, but it doesn't need to be fancy. It needs to be effective. We need clean water. LA spends a lot of money on bottled water because I have yet to find one person that will actually drink the tap water. I'm looking, I'm investigating that right now because I'd like to know who actually drinks this stuff. So we do need clean water. We also need the reclamation. We need to stop running into the ocean. So, it's all part of the same system, right? We need these things, but we need to make sure that there's no cult people or any kind of slave labor in the building.
Thank you, Audit LA. And that concludes multiple item agenda comment. Would you like to move to the two commenters on items 1?
No, we'll proceed to approval of the minutes for Wednesday, November 27th. If there is a second to my motion.
Second.
Thank you. Mr. Knight, there is a first from myself and a second from Vice President Chavez.
Sure. Very well. We'll take a roll call vote on approval of minutes, starting with you, President Corsan.
Aye.
Vice President Chavez.
Aye.
President Pro Tem Grant.
Aye.
Commissioner Kang.
Aye.
And Commissioner Mitchell.
Aye.
All ayes, and the approval of minutes is unanimous.
Thank you. We'll take the public comment after we hear the presentation. We'll move on to item number 1, which is from the Bureau of Engineering and Council Districts 1, 2, 7, and 15, task order solicitations for homeless interim housing and related projects, shelter, and housing program. And we have here from BOE, Ms. Marina Cunenez.
Close
Please-
enough.
Close enough, I'm sorry. Please
No
proceed.
problem. Good morning, President Corson. Good morning, Commissioners and Board Representatives. My name is Marina Quinones. I'm a Senior Architect at the Bureau of Engineering, currently managing the Shelter and Housing Program. The motion before you is to award 5 projects related to interim housing for tiny home villages in Council Districts 1, 2, 7, and 15. The designers will complete a set of bridging documents to advertise as design build. This will create a total of 436 beds, as well as the design and construction of the Mayfair Hotel Phase 2, which will include some infrastructure renovation and partial seismic strengthening. The work has been assigned and negotiated on a rotation basis with business inclusion program percentages listed for each firm, which was an attachment that you had from a previous motion. The total assigned for this motion is $3,450,927. The design fees for the 4 tiny home villages will be covered by the Emergency Stabilization Bed Grant from the state. The total grant amount is $33,241,866. You will also see a program funding status chart. This is for the Office of Accounting to keep track of the funds associated to the program as a whole. That includes the information on the motion, and I'll answer any questions you may have.
Thank you. Commissioners, do we have any questions or comments on this item? Commissioner King.
Thank you for that update. Just curious, what would be the timeline for these design bridging documents for 5 projects?
So the 5 projects, so the 4 tiny home villages have a design duration of 6 to 8 weeks. After 8 weeks, we'll do a design build. We'll bid out through RAMP. That will be probably about 3 to 6 weeks. We'll come back to the board to award construction within about 8 to 10 weeks. And then we'll go into construction within 2 weeks, just to allow for bonds and insurance. So we're looking to break ground sometime in March, April.
Thank you. Any other questions, commissioners? Is there a motion?
So move.
Thank you. Is there a second?
I'll second.
Thank you. Mr. Knight, we have a motion from Commissioner Mitchell and a second from Commissioner King.
Very well, we'll go ahead and take a roll call
Oh,
vote.
sorry, we have public comment. Forgot the public comment.
Oh.
No motion yet. We'll give 1 minute to the individual who had public comment on this item.
Very well, President Corson, we'll start with Mona M. Mona M., go ahead, you have 1 minute to offer your comment on item 1.
True. Thank you, TJ, for not forgetting us. I was raising my hand. So since these are all design contracts, I would like to remind you that emergency housing, temporary housing, all have guidelines and items under the ADA to make sure that they are wheelchair accessible and make sure that they all meet the temporary guidelines for not only federal housing, but for the ADA. So just wanted to remind them of that. Thank you.
Thank you, Mona. We'll move next to Yvonne. Go ahead.
Thank you. Yes. The 5th applicant there is getting the job done for half the price, and I would like to know why that is. Is that site-specific benefit, or is there some other magic in their numbers? The other thing is I think the city should look at all the empty buildings that it has already in stock and start using eminent domain to recapture unused spaces already partially built out by the infrastructure that we have in the city. Yes, it will bend the nose of some of those people that have invested in those buildings, but leaving them empty is not in service of the community or the economy. Thank you.
Thank you, Yvonne. That concludes public comment for item 1.
Thank you. We'll proceed with the motion from Commissioner Mitchell and the second from Commissioner King.
Very well. We will take a roll call vote, starting with you, President Corson.
Aye.
Vice President Chavez.
Aye.
President Pro Tem Grant.
Aye.
Commissioner King.
Aye.
And Commissioner Mitchell.
Aye.
All ayes, and item number 1 is approved unanimously forthwith.
Thank you.
Thank you. Moving on to item number 2, administrative item in Council District 6. We do not have a presenter for this one. The mayor has approved and authorized Board of Public Works on behalf of the Bureau of Sanitation to execute a memorandum of agreement between the Bureau of Sanitation and Los Angeles Department of Water and Power for the construction, operation, and maintenance of the groundwater replenishment project at Donald C. Tillman Water Reclamation Plant. And we do have public comment on this item.
We do. Yvonne? Yvonne, you asked to speak on item number 2. Go ahead, you have 1 minute.
Yes, I'd like to make my appeal one more time that the chemical glyphosate or Roundup be banned from Los Angeles County. And I know you're the city, so make it citywide first. This will help with the groundwater. And I understand that the Japanese garden is a part of the filtration system, and I personally would like to see that expanded to include a field of sunflowers, which have been proven to actually help degrade the glyphoside's lifespan. Thank you.
Thank you, Yvonne. And that concludes comment on item number 2 this morning, President Corson.
Commissioners, do we have a second to my motion to approve this item?
I'll second.
Thank you. Mr. Knight, we have a motion from myself and a second from Commissioner King.
Very well. We'll take a roll call vote on approval of item number 2, starting with you, President Corson.
Aye.
Vice President Chavez.
Aye.
President Pro Tem Grant.
Aye.
Commissioner Kang.
Aye.
And Commissioner Mitchell.
Aye.
All ayes, and item number 2 is approved unanimously, and we'll move forward forthwith.
Thank you. Moving on to item number 3, also no presenter. In all council district, the mayor has approved and authorized the Board of Public Works on behalf of the Bureau of Street Services to execute the First Amendment to Personal Services contract with Ecology Auto Parts, Inc. Is there a motion to approve this item?
So move.
Thank you. Mr. Knight, do we have public comment on this item?
We've already received the comments as part of multiple agenda item comment from.
Thank you. We have a motion from Commissioner Mitchell and a second from President Pro Tem Grant.
Very well. We'll take a roll call vote, starting with you, President Corson.
Aye.
Vice President Chavez.
Aye.
President Pro Tem Grant.
Aye.
Commissioner Kang.
Aye.
And Commissioner Mitchell.
Aye.
All ayes. Item number 3 is approved and will move forward forthwith.
Thank you, Mr. Knight. Have we cleared the desk for today?
Yes, we have.
Great. It is 10:23 and we are adjourned.